And as we mentioned, not everyone has the option to work from home, like restaurant staff, for example, hospital workers, those on construction sites, the list goes on. However, for those who can, we've seen a big move towards a mix of home and office working here in the capital. And according to a study by King's College, the majority asked would like to keep it that way. How good is it for business? Here's Luke Hanrahan.
London's labour force overwhelmingly believes it's never going back to the old ways of working. Dr. Amanda Jones and her team at King's College carried out extensive research that reveals 60% of us are now hybrid workers.
What's really interesting is that nowadays, with our research, we found that very, very few people think it's going to negatively affect productivity. So that's been a really important finding, and that includes senior management and people who choose not to work from home. So those are all kind of really significant findings, and that contributes to this kind of normative shift in the acceptability of working from home or outside of the office.
I think you can get it on.
Julian Dixon runs an international tech company that combats financial crime and online fraud. He and his employees now work from home with the option to go into the office. And like many but not all of the capital's bosses, Julian has come to the conclusion work flexibility is the way forward.
I think it's really important. I think, in today's world, we have just seen a paradigm shift in the way people work. And as an employer, and as a good employer, we want to make sure that our staff are happy and we can get the most out of our staff. So for us, it's where, not where they attend or what time they attend, but the outputs, really, how effective they are. So we let our staff choose the best place for them to work, which makes them the most productive they can be.
I tend to find when I'm in the office that it tends to be more meetings.
And speaking to me from my home office, Maria Stevens, who lives in Greenford, says working from home has both boosted her quality of life and her productivity at work.
I think there's a great flexibility in working from home. It enables a really good work-life balance. The things that are the inconvenience of being in work no longer become an inconvenience, putting the washing on when the deliveries come, etc. But actually more concentrated work.
The pandemic has created a palpable shift in perceptions when it comes to the acceptability of working from home, with 3 out of 5 Londoners saying they would react negatively if they were forced to do something by their employer that they didn't want to do when it comes to how they work.
The research found that most workers disagree with the idea that working from home makes people less productive. Shelley Crane is a top recruiter and says Londoners now have different expectations, and they're a lot more confident about calling the shots.
The market's so buoyant, so they can get another job tomorrow, and there's multiple offers taking place. So it's just making sure that as a business you're set up to actually accept that you are going to lose staff if you're not going to offer the remote working.
Fewer commuters as the pandemic continues to impact working culture in the capital, something which increasingly looks like a long-term shift. Luke Hanrahan, BBC London.